The Packers are the reigning world champions, but we're now halfway through a new year. And the midterm analysis of this Packers season reveals a team that has struggled to regain their championship form. But the Green Bay juggernaut is gathering steam, and the Pack has vaulted past division rivals in recent games. Brett Favre remains a titanic force at quarterback. And with the Patriots across the field again tonight, Favre is ready to go.
What happened last year is over. We have a ring, but we're playing for this year, not for last year. They're a great football team, and playing them at their place on Monday night will have the type of atmosphere that we had in the Super Bowl.
He is the league's most valuable player, and now he leads his team into this Super Bowl rematch. It's the Packers and the Patriots on ABC Monday Night Football.
And the Pack want to rock and roll. A Monday night rematch of the Super Bowl. You better be ready. You better get right. New England and Green Bay meet again tonight. Hit it. Come on and hit it. Come on and get ready. Are you ready for the football? A Monday night party. We got Frank and Al and Dan. They're going to get it started.
The skyline of Boston on a cool, damp New England evening, and located some 30 miles to the south, Foxborough Stadium. It'll be rocking tonight. 60,000 plus on hand for the New England Patriots and the Green Bay Packers. Hello again, everyone. Frank Gifford, and it is deafening here tonight. A rematch of Super Bowl 31. Green Bay and New England. Green Bay, of course, won that 35-21. But both teams come into tonight at 5-2, and both teams need a win to stay atop of their respective divisions. Neither team has been satisfied with the results thus far this season. After a good start, New England got off 4-0. They have lost 2 of their last 3. And Green Bay has suffered and been bedeviled by injuries, Al, particularly on defense, where they were the best defensive team in the league a year ago. They have really been hurting this year.
Last year, Frank, as you will recall, they were almost injury-free. But a different story. It might have been a bad omen, in fact. In their first preseason game in the first quarter in July, they lost their top running back, Edgar Bennett, to an Achilles tear, gone for the season. Then in the very first play of the regular season against Chicago, they lost their outstanding cornerback, Craig Newsome, for the season. So they've been dinged, but it's a team right now that is still 5-2, had a bye week, and Mike Holmgren, their coach, did something unheard of. He told the guys take an entire week off. So away they went, scattered hither and yon. He said they needed to get refreshed not only physically but mentally, and Mike Holmgren thinks this team is primed for a big second half of the 1997 season. One thing is clear, if they can come into Foxborough and beat the Patriots in a road Monday night game, they will send a very distinct, clear, and loud message to the country. We are the Super Bowl champions. And they come in to face the New England Patriots, a team, Dan, that started out 4-0, but right now they're groping a bit.
They are, Al. If you could say that 5-2 is groping, but they are, really, because when the New England Patriots looked at the 1997 schedule in the first half of it, the first 8 games, they targeted 4 games as their big games out of the first half of this schedule. Well, one of them was their first game against the New York Jets. They barely squeaked by with an overtime win. They had to block a field goal to do so. The second game was their Monday nighter in Denver a couple of weeks ago. They were routed by the Broncos. And the other big one was last week, and they lost to the New York Jets at the Meadowlands. The fourth game is tonight. The Green Bay Packers, the defending world champions. Even though they're 5-2, Pete Carroll in his first year has yet to have his ball club play a good football game in a big football game. And that is what they are desperately wanting to do here this evening. To do so, you've got Curtis Martin, who's on his way to a 1,600-yard season, and Drew Bledsoe off to his best start of his 5-year career. They have the weapons to do it. It's the defending NFC champions against the defending AFC champions on Monday Night Football. Kickoff right after this.
It's a cool, crisp evening in Foxborough, which means every hit will have a little more sting to it. Welcome to the sidelines. I'm Lynn Swan. With me, Mike Holmgren. Coach, We've been talking about a Super Bowl rematch. Are these the same two teams? Can you approach the Patriots the same way you did back in January?
Well, you see the same players, Lynn, but the coaching philosophy is a little different. We're seeing some different schemes on offense and defense, but the same guys that scared me when we played them in the Super Bowl scare me now. So it's basically the same team.
Coach, thank you very much. Good luck to you tonight.
Thanks, Lynn.
And Al, it's a little slippery on the sideline, so watch it during this ball game.
Pushed out of bounds up near the 33-yard line. Brett Favre, back-to-back MVP awards. His career numbers are there. 162 career touchdown passes. Dorsey Levens in the backfield. He will start. William Henderson is the fullback. Freeman and Brooks are the wideouts. Chamura the tight end. And then the rookie Verba, their #1 pick from Iowa. Dellenbach, Winters went to the Pro Bowl out of a split back set. They put Brooks in motion on the first play, and the play fake, and under pressure, it's Henderson. They love to go to him out of the backfield, makes the catch up to the 44-yard line, and that is a first down on his 22nd catch of the season. New England defensively, Mike Jones, along with Wheeler, Henry Thomas, the veteran, former Viking and Lion, and McGinnis is back. Slade, Johnson, and Todd Collins are the linebackers, and it's a real good secondary. Law and Hitchcock, Malloy, and Willie Big Play Clay. Backup is Aaron Hayden, who's carried the ball only 9 times all season. They have 3 guys in the backfield with Freeman going in motion as they show New England a different look, and the catch is made at the 50-yard line by Levens, who pays the price immediately. It's a minimal gain. It'll be 3rd down and 4 at the 50. Stop. Play clock down to 2. And it's Levens, and he is stopped in his tracks as Teddy Bruschi breaks through to make the tackle. 4th down. #1 pick 5 years ago in the draft out of Washington State. His career numbers are there. This season, 17 touchdown passes, second only to Jeff George in that department. Curtis Martin in the backfield. Myers is the fullback. Jefferson and Glenn are the wideouts, and Ben Coates the tight end. And up front, the key is the left tackle, Bruce Armstrong, with Lane Woolabar, Rucci, and Zephyrus Moss will be busy tonight, mainly going up against Reggie White. From the 20-yard line on first down, Bledsoe to the air, stays in the pocket, and a first down on an 11-yard pickup to Sean Jefferson. In the middle against the run. White, Dotson, they get Brown back. That'll make a big difference, and is 350 pounds along with Wilkins. Seth Joyner, the longtime Eagle, with Harris and Brian Williams. And then the secondary with Tyrone Williams, Spelling, Newsom, Evans on the other corner, and Butler and Eugene Robinson, the safeties. 3rd and 11 as they line up in the shotgun. And Bledsoe guns it over the middle out to the 46-yard line, and a first down as he finds Terry Glenn, covered by Roderick Mullen. First down, New England. Good pickup of the blitz. 3rd and 6. Davis with 207 yards in Denver's win yesterday at Buffalo. The deep drop by Bledsoe. The secondary does its work, and then Bledsoe flips one, and it's caught by Martin. And a first down at the Green Bay 32-yard line. So everybody covered. Martin floated out, went down the sideline, and Bledsoe was able to get it to him for a 22-yard pickup. And first down, and Martin shaves it off the backside and takes it to the 21-yard line. Very close to a first down. Evans and Robinson up from the secondary to stop him. I think he's starting to warm up. From the 21, Martin, who averages 4.6 yards per carry, loses the football at the 21-yard line. Green Bay has it. With 8:02 left in the first. No score.
Who's going to take it away from it?
Tyrone Williams on the hit.
The right will be Eugene Robinson high. There's Williams. There comes Robinson. Robinson puts a shoulder right on the football, and it hops right over to Reggie White.
2nd down and 9, and Favre hits Levens, and Dorsey picks up 7 out to the 27-yard line, a little short of the first down.
Think about stuff like this. I'll tell you, the noise is going to make it very difficult for them to communicate.
And Favre just takes the snap and does it himself over the right side out to the 32-yard line. 3rd and 15 with the crowd roaring. Favre has to step up under pressure. Finds the open man. That is Derek Mays at the 46. And a first down. They love this kid, Derek Mays, but he's been hurt.
With a full arm throw, was able to complete that pass for a first down.
Amazing. Without a huddle. Favre taken off, and that's another first down, and he gets banged down by Willie Clay, but not until he picks up a first down at the 43-yard line.
Brett looked like a running back, making defenders miss him.
Season the great Bart Starr did in his career. Levens through the middle, and it's a 7-yard gain and very close to a first down. Todd Collins stops him at the 33-yard. Lead the Dolphins 7-0 on a Rematch Harris touchdown. Now Dorsey Levens picks up 5 to the 28.
Where they start shouting.
2nd and 5. Favre dumps it over the middle. Levens again. Great move to the 19-yard line. Tackled by Mitchell. You see his jock at the 25-yard line. First down at the 18.
That would be embarrassing.
Yes. Favre caught by Chimura and marked to the 6-yard line. Tackled by Ty Law. Chimura injured on opening night, as you'll recall, in the Monday Nighter against Chicago. Rushing touchdown this season and 15 passing touchdowns. And they'll go to the air on first down, and Favre dumps it off to Levens, and they turn nothing into a touchdown. Everybody covered. Favre sat back there, had a ton of time, and then hits the outlet for the 6. Opening quarter. Green Bay 7, New England nothing. 12-yard line. Curtis Martin had lined up in the slot. Pressure on Bledsoe, and the first sack of the night belongs to the Green Bay Packers as Leroy Butler takes care of him. It'll be 2nd and long. A rematch. And Bledsoe starts to slip under pressure and gets taken down by Gabe Wilkins.
Saw him slip, and once he slipped, he was distracted. He lost vision downfield. Thus the sack.
And pretty good hustle by that defensive line, too, Dan. He only had a beat in which to get rid of that football, and then they were all over him.
Chris Slade working up a good speed.
2nd down and 17, and Martin threads his way out to the 22-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Going to be on the floor. This game is so big for them in so many ways, other than just winning.
3rd and 10, and Bledsoe throws, and nobody's home. And a flag is down up at the 44-yard line.
On, I think it was Jerry Glenn.
From the 27-yard line. That's intercepted by Brian Williams at the 30-yard line. And so the Pats turn it over again. The last turnover was the Martin fumble, and Green Bay came back 81 yards. And now a Bledsoe pick by Williams, and Green Bay in great shape at the Patriot 30-yard line.
Good-looking throw by Bledsoe when no other person is in the picture other than Williams.
And now a fumble by Favre. The ball is loose. His arm wasn't coming forward, and New England gets it right back.
Well, it is a little slippery out there tonight, and that ball probably came out of a wet spot. Favre just lost the ball. He just loses it. He tries to pull it back, and I don't even know whether he was going to throw it or not, but he just lost it.
Well, it was 2 mistakes by Brett Favre. Back-to-back mistakes by the Patriots offensively.
Now 2nd and 12. He's going to air it out, going deep for Glenn, who makes the catch at the 10-yard line. Tyrone Williams with the coverage, but it was Glenn on a play they've been working on for the last couple of weeks. 3rd down and goal, and Bledsoe throws, and at the 1-yard line hits Coates, who gets into the end zone. Touchdown.
We got a covering. Huge target. We talked about him earlier, 6'5", and he has an uncanny knack for just sliding along the line of scrimmage.
His 5th of the year, and after the turnover, just like that, 7-7. And the Chiefs. From the 22-yard line, Pats begin this drive with a Curtis Martin rush to the 28. Title of the
big bus for Reggie. Yeah, double team.
Third down and 4. That's caught by Glenn. And Evans bumps him out of bounds. And Glenn, who caught that 50-yarder to set up the close touchdown. Very much a key figure tonight. Third and 7. Bledsoe. And that's caught by Terry Glenn for a first down. So they convert on third and long and keep the drive alive.
They have to make Bledsoe move.
They just do get the play off. And the catch is made by Sean Jefferson. You saw Glenn take himself out of the game for a blow. Second and 4. And there's a backside screen to Byers. And Evans comes up to try to stop him in his tracks, but Byers is able to move further forward to the 28. Third down and 1 from the 28-yard line. Coach provides leverage as he goes in motion, and they run Martin to that side and pick up the first down at the 25-yard line.
Right.
Sitting out this series, third down and 6 now. Bledsoe throws, and it's an errant pass, and Glenn says, where's the flag? And the official said, no way, baby. Doug Evans covers. 38-yard field goal attempt. Tom Trupa to put it down. And Vinatieri, like clockwork, with 2:12 left on the clock. For the first time tonight, New England has the lead, 10-7. We've seen this pair in tandem out of a split back set. And it is caught by Mark Chmura for an 8-yard gain as we come to the 2-minute warning.
They're the ones that are struggling to get back and tie it up before halftime.
And on second and a short 2, it's Dorsey Levens up to the 40-yard line. Down to 10. Caught at the 45, pulled in by Chmura, stays inbounds.
What a great catch. Oh, what a catch.
From the 47-yard line. With a minute and 23 left in the first half. And Favre throws, it's caught by Robert Brooks. That's his first catch of the night and only the third catch tonight by a Green Bay wide receiver. Moves the chains, first down at the 47.
They need about another 16, 17 yards to be in Longwell's range.
Goes underneath again. Levens has had a busy night. That's Dorsey's 6th catch to the 40.
14 out of 16.
Favre throws. That's a first down. It's caught there by Robert Brooks at the 32-yard line. Brett now has to take that last timeout. And Green Bay out of timeouts from the 32-yard line. Favre gunning it to the goal line and caught by Chmura. Touchdown.
Whoa, right between Malloy and Clay. Both safeties for the Patriots right there. And talk about a laser shot by Brett Favre.
2 ticks left. The Pack is up on top by 4.
Well, there's 3 receivers to that side of the field, and you see right down the middle of the field is Chmura and Malloy and Clay, both of them slow to react. And a great pass protection job by the guys up front. Only a 3-man rush. They drop 8. But even with 8 back, the tight end finds himself alone in the end zone.
Look at that off balance. It is a laser shot.
Whoa.
Chmura, big 6'5", puts that hand up in the air, make sure that Favre can see him. And good concentration by Chmura.
That ball left a vapor trail on its way to the end zone. That's how you get to be the MVP.
Glenn from the 20-yard line. Little dump off. Curtis Martin, juke move up to the 39. They have all of their timeouts and 10 from the 38-yard line. Bledsoe underneath to Martin. And they're to the 50, and all they can do now is take a timeout and throw a Hail Mary. Pack already, they have 3 defenders already standing at the 10-yard line. And now Bledsoe does a dance, throws a wobbly dead duck that is intercepted in the end zone by Leroy Butler.
All right, thank you, Chris. These two teams, of course, met last January at the Superdome in New Orleans. Green Bay won the game by 14, and tonight's game living up to every expectation with Green Bay on top 14-10. And it was the Packers without a huddle on their second offensive possession, going 81 yards, capped off by a Favre to Dorsey Levin's touchdown, 7-0. But New England responded. Ben Coates got into the end zone to tie at 7-7. A Vinatieri field goal made the score 10-7. And then in the waning seconds of the half, without a timeout, it's Favre hitting Mark Chmura for a 32-yard touchdown to give Green Bay the lead.
30 minutes. Get out of the way of the numbers.
Yes. Well, you see the yardage, impressive numbers for both clubs, but you drop down to the turnovers. Both teams have profited 7 points wise, but 3 times the Patriots have turned it over. They're lucky that the Packers have only scored 7 points off of those 3 turnovers. Offensively, good halves for both clubs.
From the 26-yard line, Curtis Martin up to the 31. He's tackled there by Reggie White, who had a pretty quiet first half, all things considered. He's getting 5 now. Bledsoe signals for Brown to come in motion. And then Drew throws. High pass caught by Glenn. Tackled by Tyrone Williams. And a first down. So Glenn, who caught 90 passes last year. And remember, he's the guy Bill Parcells didn't want to draft. Was overruled. And I'm not saying
Bill Parcells referred to him as she, which upset Terry Glenn a great deal.
From the 39-yard line, going deep is Bledsoe, and it is caught at the 15 by Terry Glenn.
Boy, she made a great catch there, didn't she?
Her Royal Highness.
Tyrone Williams once again, the little move to the inside, it spins Williams around. He's just having a hard time staying with Terry Glenn, and then great concentration for a touchdown.
Bob Kuberski comes in to replace him. 3rd down and 8. Bledsoe throws over the middle, caught inside the 5. That's Glenn's 7th catch, and it should be enough for a first down. As he reached for it, they had to get to the 2, and he got to the 1 or 1.5, enough for a first and goal. Out of the eye back is Martin. Can't get in, no gain. 2nd down and goal with 10.5 to go in the 3rd, and great Dan. He's hurting. Fake. Secondary does a great job again, and Bledsoe forced to throw it away. 3rd down and goal. 3rd down and goal. Does go to the air again, and Bledsoe guns it, and Coates can't make the catch. He almost fingertipped it, and Tyrone Williams was there, and he couldn't hold on. So it's 4th down and goal, and what are they going to do?
And they're all over Coates. That's Tyrone Williams, number 37. He's got help on the inside, and Williams gets a hand in there. Good defensive play.
Well, the play calling, the crowd booing, among other things, you had Gilbert Brown out for the last 2 plays, which is the reason that Green Bay has been so soft defensively. Now Brown tailback. And Bledsoe's going to throw it again. Into the end zone. Knocked down by Tyrone Williams. And Shermer is ecstatic.
2 great defensive plays by Tyrone Williams, who's given up 2 big plays to Terry Glenn.
He'll fight Michael Jordan, also featured on prime time. And then Monday Night Football is from the 1-yard line. They buy breathing room on a pass to Henderson up to the 10. So New 3rd and inches, and Favre rolls across for a first down.
Key first down.
From the 12, Dorsey Levin. Nice play as Todd Collins stops him for a loss of a couple. 2nd and 8 from the 14-yard line. Robert Brooks on a slant. First down to the Green Bay 26-yard line on his 2nd reception of the night. Down to the 26-yard line. Dorsey Levin bangs his way for a 7-yard gain, tackled by Johnson.
And even if this drive goes no farther down the field, it has already been extremely successful for the Green Bay Packers.
From the 33-yard line, swing pass, Levins knows exactly where he has to go for the first down and gets there. In the first preseason game, Mr. Levins has become the man this year out of the backfield. Catch made here by Antonio Freeman up to the 44-yard line. He goes, setting up a 3rd and 2. Jimmy Hitchcock
makes the stop. Third and a long one. Brooks has it to the 49 of New England. Move the chains. Hitchcock with the tackle.
And 3 wides for Green Bay. Mays at the good hands, top of your screen.
Crowd rises, sensing the importance of stopping the Packers here. Third and 11. Favre guns it. Caught at the 34-yard line by Robert Brooks.
Well, it's a blitz that time by New England. They kept coming.
16-yard pickup. First down. Aaron Hayden is in as Levens gets a breather, and Hayden has no room to roam. The University of Tennessee, the former San Diego Chargers, stopped for a loss of 2.
Necessarily the pass in coverage.
Third down and 12. Favre takes off. First down. Slides to a halt at the 19-yard line.
I guess he was going to fake out Larry Wiggum by pretending he was going to lateral it to him.
Third and 12 on the series. And Favre guns it to the end zone. Caught by Brooks. And they go 99 yards after stopping New England on a first and goal.
Oh, Brooks just totally destroyed Jimmy Hitchcock. He was all alone on him. Came down, drove to the inside, spun him around like a top without any kind of help.
Well, it was a mistimed blitz, Frank. That's why he didn't have any help.
The safety to that side starts on a blitz, but he's so late in doing so.
You have a first and goal if they score. They run it all the way back and lead by 11.
Luke break Bart Starr's touchdown pass record.
Behind Jerry Kramer and Fuzzy Thurston. Longwell's kick. Dave Meggett bounces off a tackle. Sprints to the outside, and Mike Pryor runs him down at the 42-yard line. Fourth quarter begins. Al Michaels, Frank Gifford, Dan Deerope, and Lynn Swan in Foxborough, Massachusetts, as Curtis Martin takes it up to the 49. That's a gain of 7. Stopped by Bernardo Harris.
Figured out he's never been hurt much in this game, but his back has really troubled him.
On second and 4, Martin crosses the 50, close to a first down off a Keith Byers block.
Very instrumental man within the power circles of the National Football League.
Third down and 6. And that's dropped at the 40-yard line by Troy Brown.
He thought he had a touchdown.
Hentrick has to move to his right for the snap. 51-yard boot to the 34. Dave Meggett brings it back to the 50-yard line.
Well, Meggett's doing his part to give the Patriots good field position. Need to score, and this would be a pretty good time to start right now.
And they try it on the ground again with Curtis Martin picking up 6.
Well, this Martin had a good ground game. They should have opened with it, and they should have stayed with it.
This time out of the gun, they fake the inside give, and under a lot of heat, the catch is made by Coates, but for a loss, tackled by Butler. And Seth Joyner is the guy who broke the play up. Joyner, the longtime Eagle, then went to Arizona. Second down and 10 now. Back to the ground. Dorsey Levens to the outside. Nothing doing. Todd Collins runs him down for a loss.
Don't turn it over.
Third down, 14. They have to get to the 25 to convert, and they get to the 28 to convert as Antonio Freeman pulls it in and salutes himself.
It's a beautiful job. And a straight zone by the Patriots. Both safeties sitting deep. Malloy comes up and puts the hit, but not in time to jar the ball loose. And not finding that hole there in the zone.
So a conversion on a third and 14, and now they can take time off the clock, and Dorsey Levens will do that and more as he picks up a first down up to the 42-yard line, tackled by Willie Clay. And they give it to Levens, and he has the first down, and that's a giant play. And 42, a first down, and it'll take more time off the clock.
Mike Holmgren calls the plays, and what a call that was for the Packers.
From the 42-yard line. Levens chewing it up on the ground. 9-yard gain. Tackled by Malloy. We asked Mike Holmgren last night what inspired that entire week off, and he said, you know, we've just been grinding hard. We thought
it worked out pretty well. Nobody got arrested.
Yeah. Second down and 1 as Henderson takes it to the 30-yard line.
Some night they're all turning in.
Aaron Hayden is in the game now. Hayden has the ball. And Hayden bangs bangs his way inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Chewing it up on the ground. England timeout. Green Bay has a 2nd down and 2. And it's Dorsey Levens picking up the first down as he takes it to the 17-yard line. This drive started back at the 15.
He was back at the Packer complex in 3 days.
From the 16, Levens again swinging to the outside. And Levens is taken down at the 11-yard line. And Dorsey Levens, and we had shown you that he had a diminishing number of carries in the 2nd and 5 now from the 11-yard line as Levens turns the corner. And Levens has the first down. He's bumped out at the 5-yard line off a William Henderson block.
This might be his best regular season effort right here.
Now they give it to Henderson on a change of pace, and he takes it to the 3-yard line. 2nd down and goal. 2nd down goal from the 3. Levens, and he gets into the end zone. That's a touchdown, and that's a 100-yard night for him as well.
And that's just a lack of pursuit by the Patriots. Nobody got over there, and when he cut it back, clear sailing into the end zone. You know what's interesting about that game at Minnesota? That's the one place where the Packers just can't seem to win a ball game.
This is the first Green Bay rushing touchdown since opening night, since the Monday night opener against Chicago. Every other touchdown either through the air or on a return, and that other rushing touchdown.
Talked about seeing Green Bay against Minnesota, then wrap-up game for our regular season will hit New England against Miami.
Everywhere. They love it. Bledsoe, and it's nicked underneath, and Dave up to the 45-yard line. And a flag comes in at the end of the play, a couple of them. First down after the face mask pull on Pryor, and Bledsoe flushed out. Looking and throwing and into traffic, and intercepted at the 24-yard line by Eugene Robinson, who fumbles the football, but Green Bay retains possession as Robinson has it recovered by Leroy Butler, and that's the 49th interception of Robinson's career. A week off is the right potion. The remedy for all that the Green Bay Packers found ailing as they win it by a score of 28-10, and we'll wrap it up from Foxborough Stadium after this.
28-10 final, 3 touchdowns. Brett, this was vintage Favre football. How'd you like that no-huddle offense?
Well, I liked it. We had worked on it all week, and just something new, give the defense a different look, and, it worked for us. I don't know if we'll continue to do it, but like I said, it worked for us, and I think it got the defense tired. It also got us tired, but we had a lot of fun doing it.
One of the reasons Mike Holmgren put it in, he said, was because he wanted to do something that was fun. They kind of lift your spirits up, get the offense thinking about something different.
I think so. Guys were kind of excited about it during the week, and it's hard to believe, but guys get tired of the same old thing every day, and you know what that's like, Lynn. So we threw in something that is unlike Mike to do that, but it was fun, and it makes it a lot more exciting when you win the ball game.
And the results are what you want. It looks like you might get that 6 days off next year too. Okay, Al.
All right, thank you, Lynn. So the Packers win it. They are now 6-2. Next week we'll be in Kansas City. It's the Chiefs and the Steelers. A good one on Monday Night Football.